G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. We're nearly at the point where we can finally see Mazov, which will achieve our greater goal. So first we are going to chat with Adiris, and she will give us access to the Marecaster we need. You have proven to me that I can trust you. Only remember what you have learned in these tasks. Be gentle with Zarian. You are violating his mind. Be true to his path, and find what you need in return without causing him harm. You have a duty to preserve his life as he intended it, if at all possible. She presses the box into your hand. Tidal energy swirls around it, drawing you in like a maelstrom. You focus on it, opening your innermost eye, and you are torn from your body. I really like these sequences. When you first open your eyes, there's only a ruddy glow and frightening shapes in the shadows around you. The air is hot and stifling. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're outside, but the sky is darkened by clouds pitch. The ruddy glow comes from lava flows as they trundle down distant mountains into the volcanic fields around you. Sharp towers pierce the sky, tapered like bones of a ribcage. Indeed, they look like bones, as does the ground beneath you. You appear to be standing on the spine of an enormous beast. The bottom half of its jaw can be seen in the far distance, half buried beneath a layer of cooled lava. This looks like someone's inhabiting it. In fact, it looks like this has been colonized. Most of the bone towers look identical, but one shines from the inside with not blue light. The top of the glowing tower has been snapped off, and looks like transport hovers next to its peak. It's your transport. You were sent here to find something. Twisted bridges connect the spine to volcanic fields around you. In one direction lie enormous formations of obsidian, arches, spires, and a wall. In the other direction, a narrow pass is carved into the mountain face. The fields leading to the canyon is illuminated by hundreds of glowing lights. You know this body wasn't sent to find Mazov, but Adiris said he'd appear. Perhaps you will following the events will lead you to him. Perception. Explore the towers around the spine. Sure. You search tower after tower. Some of the chambers you come to are filled with piles of dead relics and broken ciphers. Nothing of value. Finally, you come across something promising. You find a staff made of some prior world metal. It's cool to the touch, unusual given the extreme temperature of the air itself, and burn marks blacken one end. This was used as a weapon. It may work again, but probably only once. You take the staff with you. Try to remember who you are and how you can find Mazov. You're in the body of Zarian Daywalker, a jack who can speak with the dead. Indeed, now that you remember, you can feel the dead all around you. You can hear them. It takes little effort to know the story of those who died here. You may even be able to imbue some of your life force into their corpses. Zarian is wearing a black, form-fitting suit that keeps off the worst of the heat. He carries a whip and various necromantic ornaments. Zarian was on the task with someone called the Chimera. I'm never sure how to pronounce that word. He was sent to find some kind of sphere. The sphere is an artifact called the Erlimnion. The Chimera would be quite upset if Zarian returned without it. Okay. Let's use our connection to the dead to learn more about the air of the spine. You're in a place called the Fields of Osophagon, and many have lived and died here, though it seems a terrible place to live. Scavengers from Vega's cliffs have been through here in recent centuries, seeking relics of the treasures of the past. Before that, it was mutants fleeing, revolution after bloody revolution in a place called Haraf. Before that, refugees from a village called Shuenha. Before that, the Osophagans themselves. The Osophagans themselves, rather. You see a glimmer of a powerful artifact. Hundreds of years ago there was a battle here. Many died. 2 people, a middle-aged woman and a teenage girl, fought over a copper sphere at the top of the glowing bone tower. Climb the tower to the transport. Perhaps a copper sphere is what you're sent here to find. You're at the top of the broken tower. Jagged bone walls act as a kind of parapet. From here you can see the fields of Osophagon even better. The spine below you, the glowing obsidian formations in one direction, and the glowing fields in front of the mountain pass in the other. Floating just ahead of the tower is a hovering pod made of azure steel. A ramp leads from the parapet into the tower. Use your connection to the dead to learn more about the top. Little has happened here, but for one event that becomes immediately apparent. You see a middle-aged woman, and you know her name is Arma, facing us off against a young girl named Thea. Arma is hovering in the air like the transport does now. She holds a copper sphere that glows in a golden light. Angry words are exchanged, and suddenly Thea leaps off the tower and tackles Arma. The two of them soar through the air towards the obsidian formations in the distance. Okay, let's go to the obsidian formations. Crossing the volcanic plains, you arrive in the obsidian formations. Massive structures, cooled, shining rock leaps from the ground, curling into impossible shapes. An enormous black wall rings most of the formations, rising hundreds of meters out of the ground. In places, the obsidian formations are dark, quiet, and desolate. A hot wind blows from magma flows farther off, but nothing flows and nothing lives. In the distance, you can see the spine and bone towers. In the other area, plains stop at a sheer cliff face with a mountain pass carved in between. The obsidian formations did not form naturally. Creatures made of pure light, called fire whites, formed these structures out of hot, flowing magma, then supercooled them into the shapes they are now. The whites were trying to get at someone or something. You see a pair of figures atop a small flying platform. One of them holds a copper sphere that glows with a golden light. The whites tried to trap them here within their wall, but they escaped and flew toward the mountain pass. Another event occurred here. The fire whites killed many people over hundreds, even thousands of years. These deaths culminated in the creation of something called a Jamon, a creature of pure rage. The Jamon has since wandered these volcanic fields with an insatiable lust for revenge, mostly against the whites that created it. That seems like we probably shouldn't explore it then? You search for anything remotely interesting, but the place is barren. As you are about to leave, an orange glow reflects off the rocks ahead. An enormous paw steps in your path, and the rest of the creature emerges. It's a Jamon, a pillar of light with claws. 100 faces twist its body, emerging, howling, then melting back into the curling fire. The creature is at least 3 meters wide and at least twice as tall. Let's use the staff. Okay. You aim the charred end of the staff at the center of the Jamon and press a button on the side. Thunder claps in the air. A scalding beam of light strikes one of the Jamon's faces. The Jamon howls in pain. It wasn't directed at you before, but it is now. It charges at you. Let's run to the mountain pass. The Jamon lets out a piercing cry, forcing you to sprint. You can feel the Jamon's rage like a hand pressed behind your back. Presses harder, squeezing your mind. The Jamon's howl makes the ground tremble. Suddenly the pressure releases. The air turns burning cold. You risk a glance behind you, then realize you're at the center of the plains leading to the mountain pass, surrounded by fire whites. The Jamon grabs whites one at a time, tearing them in two, then tossing them aside. The whites rush forward to defend themselves against the horrible beast. You are forgotten and ignored. Let's use our connection with the dead. You see a group of people in tattered clothing marching through the pass and out of these fields. They're terrified, having lost many of their number to the whites. You see 2 figures riding a small flying platform, almost like a shield. Suddenly the platform teeters and the figures fall. You can see the spot where the shield fell and feel, though the bodies are no longer there, you can feel their presence strongly. And there, a short distance away, you can see where one of the figures dropped what looks like a copper sphere. Get the shield. Get the sphere. The whites don't bother you as you pry the shield. It's impossible. Get the sphere. Okay, easy to grab the sphere. No one notices you at all. Let's use our connection with the dead to talk to people here. Though there are no bodies on the surface, you can feel the dead beneath the rock, preserved by magma that has flowed over this spot for centuries. One is a middle-aged woman named Arma. The other is a girl, but she is strangely silent. Even with your strange powers, there's nothing there to speak with. Peace, says Arma. Is it better? Better, yes. Better oblivion. Why can't I speak with the girl? Gone. Gone but not gone. She woke something. A vengeance. Though there's no vengeance in her. Okay. You feel her looking off towards the Jamon. Who are you? Arma? No, not Arma. Shelled, cast away, eaten and alive, and eaten again. Not Arma. Food for whites. What happened to you? Buried to death. Before that lived. Before that died. Before that lived and died and lived in so many cycles, so many deaths. Before that someone else awoke and remembered a fight, a girl, a Limnion. Though you can't see her, You see in the fields in the distance what she's talking about. The sphere, yep. Okay, let her return to her piece. And explore the fields carefully. Yeah, we've already got the sphere. So these are all the ways we can get the sphere. So let's return to the spine. Go to the tower with the transport and enter the transport. You step aboard. The transport does not appear to be made with adult humans in mind. There's only room enough for you to lay down, and even then you have to roll on your side and bend in your legs slightly. As soon as you've done so, the ramp recedes and the doorway disappears. Your stomach lurches as the transport takes to the sky. At first, you try to peer out at the tiny portals, but all you see is pitch black, presumably volcanoes, black clouds. Eventually, they're replaced by a black of starry sky. You see the land below, but it's impossible in this cramped space. You try to see, rather. Hours pass. Finally, the transport slows and the humming ceases, and the door reappears. You step out of the transport, stretching painfully. You're in a strange cavern. Artifacts are strewn everywhere in various stages of repair or experimentation. One wall is covered by a network of displays, showing you people and scenes that mean nothing to you. In the center of the room is an enormous cage made from steel tendrils that twist together at the top. The cage glows for a moment, and a figure walks out. He wears a thick cloak, but his face is most strange. It shifts and blurs, changing features constantly. You get the impression you're seeing a person, but you can't define what that person looks like at all. His name comes to your mind immediately. The Chimera. Excellent. The Chimera's voice is metallic and artificial, shifting as often as the features of his face. His expressions slide and change, but all of them are smiling as he reaches towards you. I knew your gifts would come in handy, Zarian. I am impressed you found the Erlimnian so quickly. The Chimera sets the Erlimnian on a nearby table with a clunk. He immediately picks up a variety of scanning tools, and one after the other, probing the Erlimnian and its secrets. He seems to have forgotten about you. You look around the cavern, but there's no entrances or exits, nowhere this Mazov could be except for the cage. Examine the cage and try and see how it works. You take 2 steps towards the cage, but the moment you reach out your hand towards it, the Chimera stops you with a bark. What do you think you're doing? The mission is complete. I have no purpose for you here. Where's Mazov? I need to speak with him. Mazov? The Chimera's altering voice slips from baritone to falsetto, and it's a rapid series of notes. A dozen different eyes narrow with suspicion. I'm not sure the Tinkerer will tell you anything useful, but I can think of no reason to deny you. The Chimera turns and slides a hand off along one of the metal tendrils. The no discernible interface appears. He presses his finger against the metal twice, and the cage begins to glow. The Chimera turns his attention back to the sphere, indicating you should enter the cave with a dismissive wave. The doorway of the metal tendrils the 2 of the metal tendrils become some kind of doorway. On the other side, Mazov squats in some sandy alien shore. Stars twinkle in the sky behind him. There are no stars you recognize. He picks up his head as though he heard something, and then turns around to face you. One of his eye sockets is artificial, alternately projecting a human eye, a snake's eye, something even more alien from the time he looks you over. He looks like a shipwreck survivor, bare-chested, ragged pants, and ragged beard. If so, he's better fed than you'd expect. Zarian, he says, his human eye squinting in the light. What the hell do you want? He peers forward as though trying to see into the cavern. Are you really Mazov, the one who talks to machines? His brows furrow, while his artificial eye cycles through about a half dozen patterns. His tone drops with dangerous low. I'm Zarian. Not really Zarian. I'm a new cast-off. I'm using a Marecast to project myself. I was told you could fix the resonance chamber. Mazov's human eye grows wide as a saucer. His other eye flips through a few images, landing on a red eye with 3 pupils. This is beyond me. That's saying something. About the resonance chamber, though, the only one who benefits from it is the changing god. The boss has no interest but his own. Don't listen to a damn thing he said. What does the resonance chamber do? The resonance chamber is only good for one thing, and that's snuffing us out. The changing god plans to merge all of us, every cast-off that lives, back into his body. That's his plan for stopping the sorrow. He puts a grey-stained hand on your shoulder. Look, I don't know who you are, but what your part is, but you can't let him activate this chamber. You need... Glances over at your shoulder and at something in the cavern. Then when you turn, you see nothing there. The first is a lie, and she's got her own plan for the chamber, one that won't kill us all. Outside is a new cast-off what he plans to use as a catalyst for the chamber. The first is a better plan, one that won't snuff out. Every last one of us. Look for her in the bloom. Just make sure you don't. Before you can finish, you feel a wrenching twist in the center of your body. Your vision tunnels black, and you feel as though your body were being sucked through a steel pipe, being pulled out of the mare, but it's far more painful than it ever was. Then Mazov and the cave, everything disappears. So, yeah, that was cool. That was really neat. But I think things are not going well back in Sanctuary, is my guess. Oh, look. We're in our mind. The Specter. You plant your hands on the icy floor and push up, staggering to your feet. Every inch of your body aches. It's as though you've been crushed by a massive hand. The Specter stands before you, impassive. It may be your imagination, but he seems more solid than before. Collect your thoughts. You concentrate, struggling to gather your thoughts, but they whirl through your mind like hot sand. The Specter's eyes seem less solid now than he was a moment ago. We need to talk, he says. You barely hear him through the pain. But this is your mind, honed in the psychic battle you fought alongside the warriors in the fifth eye, sharpened to a glittering edge. You inhale, clear the pain from your limbs, and gather your thoughts to you. Focusing, you open your eyes. The Specter, now slightly transparent, is speaking again. I have something I've been meaning to tell you, you see. I haven't been completely honest with you. I'm not a part of you, you're a part of me. I created you. I'm the changing god. Is that why I couldn't read your thoughts? You hid them somehow? Of course. You didn't think I lived so long without learning to lie, did you? Even from mind readers? Now I know this is a lot to take in. This means this body of yours is actually mine. I lived in it for years, and now we know the first is still alive. I need it back. And what would happen to me? A good question. Why don't you give me my body back? Your thoughts would be pushed in the back of my mind. It would be frightening for a moment. Disorienting, maybe, but not painful. Then our thoughts would merge. You'd be a part of me, and that's it. Now, give me my body back. Nah. I knew you'd say that, but let me get this straight. I lived in this body. I made it for a purpose. And now you see your wisp of a life outweighs my centuries of experience? Or maybe you think my first cast-off has a better way, Some magic solution to live out your false existence without price. Well, I promise you she has no such thing. She has always only killed to get what she wants. Her self-interest is just as strong as yours and mine. The only difference is that between the three of us is that I am real. You wouldn't exist if it weren't for me. You don't exist apart from me. You are all a byproduct of my skills, my intellect, my experiences, and now I have the chance to stop the sorrow, to save us all. You refuse me. Who in the hell are you? The new owner of this body. You know, fuck you. It was never yours to take. No, let me tell you what you are. You're an accident of fate, a parasite in the mind I built. You are a child, I don't wish to destroy you, but if I will if I must. Give me control. No. Then I'll take it, the Specter says and spreads his arms. Tidal energy pours from the airs around you, flowing into the Specter. The ground itself slips around your feet, holding you in place. Feel your grip on your body, your mind slipping by fingerlengths. You're diminishing, he's winning. You search your mind, your hard-earned memories, something that will loosen his hold and take his cliffs. I found the Book of Singing Thorns and read the inscriptions. You've fallen far from where you began. The Specter looks briefly surprised and colour bleeds from his flickering frame. He growls under his breath. I've never forgotten what happened to her. Not once. His outline blurs, becoming hazier. Your machines have driven women in Sager's Cliffs mad. What makes you think you deserve to return? Spectre winces as if you've struck him and mutters something under his breath. You merely make out the words through the chaos. I'd drive everyone Sager's mad if that's what it took. Then he looks up, startled that you've heard him. This moment of uncertainty costs him. A portion of his own energy lashes through him, stealing a portion of his strength. He's nearly transparent now, nearly gone. Call upon the ghostly woman from the recesses of your mind. The moment your mind touches on her, she's there, facing the Spectre, sorrow and anger radiating from her eyes, her heart. Scowling, the Spectre flicks his hand to the side with a dismissive gesture, and she fades away, taking some of his radiance with her. With a shuddering gasp, he stumbles backwards, fading in and out of visibility. The pressure on your mind dwindles and ends. Fine, he says, as if he was dying with cool contempt. If you are so intent of stopping the sorrow on your own, have at it. Let's see how you handle what's in store without my help, without my guidance. He then fades completely, then speaks again. His voice is coming from all around you, from every corner of your mind. He's not gone, only hidden in your mind. I've wasted my time trying to reason with you. That won't happen again. That is a really cool, like, mid-game revelation. And that's what it feels like, right? It feels like it's a really neat twist. As the portal closes behind you, something feels off. It only takes you a second to realize the Specter is gone. It's quieter now, in the calm of your mind, but he's not truly gone, is he? You can still feel him out there, watching, waiting perhaps, for a moment of weakness in which to strike. Like, I'm really curious as to what happens if you side with him. Is it actually that he just, like, takes over and you lose? I'm gonna boost my intellect edge. When did I get a might edge? Oh. Intellect edge it is. That seems good. Oh, we've got another one. Let's get a little bit more effort that we can use. And then one more until we hit tier 3. No, tier 4. Cool.
All right.
So then I guess let's quickly look through our mind, see if anything's changed. And then we'll leave it there.
All right.
Okay, so yep, there's nothing new here that we can see.
I'm going.
I think this is all memories and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yes, now.
That was really cool to get that warning from Mazov that way.
All right.
Okay. Let's talk with Saria. Anything new with you?
Of course.
Okay. Nope. Okay, now let's talk with Eridus. Hello. How'd you end up? Yeah, no, this is all stuff we've seen before. Interfered. Sup, buddy? Let's speak with you. Never mind.
Ready.
Next area. This one. Kind of assume there's nothing here still. Yeah, it's just like a cool place to wander around, but nothing we can actually do. I assume at some point we're actually going to get to go right back to the start of the game, like that deep recesses with the shattered mirror.
All right.
It's after we kick the sorrow out of our own mind. Is my guess. Pure guesswork right now. Yeah, no, this is all nothing I want to do here. Alright, so there's nothing new in our head.
Now.
It'll just, you know, trigger autosaves a bunch of times. Why not?
Ready.
And then we leave.
Of course.
And yeah. Alright. Yep. New loading screen. Alrighty. Yep. That's good news. And with this preview, we will leave it until next time. Until then, have a great day! Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends. And in the center there is a convenient subscribe button, just in case you need it.